Hi, and welcome to the Blue Screen Brothers YouTube channel. Today I have my Blue Screen Brothers Alex with me. Hello, Alex.
Hi, Olav. How are you?
I'm just fine, but I would be even better if somebody could translate what you are saying because we are talking in gibberish Norwegian English, right?
Yeah, and that's quite interesting you're saying because one thing is to pay attention to what people are saying, but it's something else to read what they're saying with subtitles and captions. And the quality is often maybe so, but there's something new being launched in Windows 11. I'm not sure if you tried Windows 11, by the way, the latest version?
When, no, I'm still on the Commodore 64 Basic, so
The basic version, yeah.
yeah.
So if you have the Windows 11 22H2, so the fall edition of 22, you might try the hotkey version of Control Windows and L for live caption, or you can find it in the settings menu or in the availability menu. Uh, but instead of me talking about it, let's present it instead.
Yeah.
What we've done is that we've done this task, and you can see the live caption bar here is hovering. So by default, it will appear on top of your screen instead of as a floating window. So if you press Control Windows L, you're going to find it on top and floating there, but you can loosen it and have it floating on your screen instead, where you can.
And I also guess that you must download it because when I tried it now, I was told that I need to download an update to it. So
Yes, that might be a US bug, which we have talked about in previous episodes, because this function is only available to translate and caption English, which is
yeah,
also basically what we're going to do and talk about now. So the funny thing here is that we will like to see one of our previous episodes on the Blue Screen Brothers. So let's try and see how this looks like when we try to translate you and Marius. So
yeah,
press play. And
without Rick.
without Rick. So the interesting thing here is that it works better if you have a better accent. So
Yeah,
again, there's a US bug. But this is something that could come quite in handy when you start to think about the upcoming Microsoft Ignite.
yeah,
Because it's very exhausting after a full day work to have another 4 or 5 hours of video meeting and product announcements. Now you can mute them because as you saw this video is muted on my computer. So first of all, you can mute this. Second of all, you could also instead of paying attention to everything that's being said word by word, you could read it every now and then that you feel as something interesting pops up. Everyone knows that when you're going to a party and you can't pay attention to everyone talking at the same time, but you do start to pay attention when someone mentions your name. The same go for conferences. You're going to hear a lot of babble, and then they start to say something about a technology that you're really interested in. And
yeah.
that's
For
how you
instance,
could.
the keynote is a good example on that because they are talking about a lot of stuff, but you want to pay attention when they mention Azure networking, for instance, and then if they say something that Azure networking, it's easier to see it in writing and then listening to everything. So yeah,
Definitely. And the cool thing is that you can use this as a way of practice your own speech as well. Once you start to include microphone sound, you could, of course, filter inappropriate words and language,
we would
but
never say something like that anyway, so we don't need that filter.
that's true. So all of a sudden, you can see that things that we are talking about is being live captioned, just the same way that people have been experiencing in Microsoft Teams, for instance. But now you're doing it directly in the operating system.
Yeah, so it's much easier to if you have some problem understanding something, you can actually turn it on and try to see if it's easier to read it than listening to it.
Yes. So the live caption tool built in Windows 11, that is something that you should really look into, but don't take it too seriously right now, as it don't take all different versions of the Norwegian English accents, and it's rather picky. But it works great for videos, and it works great for YouTube and commercials. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's a totally new feature. It's just like the live captation Microsoft have used on conference for years, and they have actually been quite good now. But in the beginning, it was a lot of funny words appearing. I think that's why they created a bad language filter, because sometimes it was actually saying some strange word that shouldn't be there. So.
Yeah.
So I will guess it will be better, and it will be supporting more languages. And for us being Norwegian, we have seen that surprisingly often Norwegian appear quite early.
Mm-hmm. Maybe something that we've seen in Cortana for years. Maybe it comes in Norwegian as well soon.
Cortana who?
Cortana who?
Yeah.
All
Is
right.
the stepsister to Siri or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a cool feature. So I hope it will be evolving, because it's a better way of just get captation to something that doesn't have captation. And there are a lot of videos on YouTube. For instance, our videos on YouTube, we are not running the captation, but maybe we can start to try it out and see if we can combine it with our video recordings or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. See you next time.
See you.